Welcome to the Equipping Leaders podcast. I'm Natasha, and my goal is to equip leaders with tools to make their leadership journey easier and more expansive. Today, I'm going to continue talking about habits, specifically the work of Charles Duhigg. In 2012, Charles Duhigg released a book titled The Power of Habit, discussing why habits are so powerful and understanding the psychology behind them. According to him and his research, a habit is formed and solidified by 3 steps repeated over and over. So, first, you have the cue, which is something happens in your environment and that prompts you to move into the next step. So, something happens, and it can be something as simple as a craving, but that is the cue that moves you into the next step, which is routine. And the routine is the thing that you do based on that cue. And then finally, there's the reward. And the reward is whatever it is that we get from that routine. When we look at our day through the lens of this habit loop, this cue, routine, reward, we can start to see why some of our negative habits feel so rewarding, even if that reward is not great for our physical or mental health. Duhigg talks about how we change habits. And fortunately, good news here, you don't have to change everything in your life to make it happen. You're still engaged in the habit loop. You will still start with the same cue. So the cue is something that is naturally occurring in your environment and you may not be able to change it. So don't feel like you have to change your whole life or your whole environment just to suit this new habit you're trying to create. Instead, when that cue happens and you start to move into the routine, it's the routine itself that you want to modify. So if you get that craving, instead of grabbing candy, you grab some fruit instead, right? Or instead of letting your inner dialogue play out an impossible scenario, you take some deep breaths. So you're focused on identifying the cue so you know what your options are when you move into the routine. And then the reward will also stay the same, right? Because it's that routine piece that we need to get adjusted. When we look at or when we view our habits through this lens, it actually makes changing them more possible because we're not feeling like we have to change every single thing. We just need to learn how to recognize the cue, change that routine, and then we're still going to get a really great reward. Thanks for listening.